Just a really quick update for today. I just want to let you know what we're working on the most right now. I was hoping, really hoping, to have the web renderer online last week, but it's not, and we're almost through most of this week. So what we're running into now that most of it is working is a large group of edge cases. So what I did is I took my folder that I've had for a year now of pieces of songs that I'm working on and complete songs and operas and all that. And I've exported all of them as music XML and MIDI and whatnot. So I've got a folder of about 50 or so of my own songs, and I'm just going through them one at a time, loading them into the web renderer alpha version, and just seeing what breaks. And so far things keep breaking, so we keep fixing things. One of the most recent fixes from yesterday, and we're finishing it up today, is the case where say you're working on a song and you don't have all the lyrics yet, or you're just working on the notes and you're going to put the lyrics in later, which happens all the time. In that case, and in the case that I'm working on now, it's a choral, almost like a background section, oohs and ahs and things like that. And there are extended periods where there are just note after note after note after note. In the case of a choir, they would be staggering their breath. In the case of cantai, they are not quite staggering their breath. They will at some point, but they're not quite yet. And so what was happening was we have an 18-second limit on the pieces that we can render via the API. So if it's longer than 18 seconds, we have to split it. Usually what we do is we look for punctuation and we look for other logical places to split that. And if we can't find one, then we have to make one. So it's a delicate balance between what to split and where to split it. Plus the fact that if you have a section that is really long, but there's only one word or syllable at the beginning of it, like ooh or la or whatever, then along down the line you're going to have to split, and you don't have anything to split because there's no new syllables. Usually we split it at a point where there's a word or there's a new syllable. So all we had to do is, in that case, we fixed the problem by just inserting another note with the same vowel as before. So it's probably going to have a little bit of a glitch initially until we find a way to really smooth that out. But that's going to be temporary anyway, because the new engine that I'm going to build is not going to have that limitation. It's going to be as near real-time generation as possible. So it'll be more like a stream rather than a bunch of chunks. And a couple other issues that came up. One was words, or excuse me, notes that have more than one vowel. That's another limitation of the human voice. You can't sing more than one vowel at the same time, unless you consider, throat singing. But in our case, the majority of opera singers don't do throat singing as well. So take a word like our, H-O-U-R. If you have that word and you want it to be sung as two syllables, you put it on two notes, two or more notes. So our. But if you have, say, a fast section and you just want it to just fly on by, this is the hour to do this thing. Okay, so the word hour there probably technically has just one syllable. So the question arises, when we run this through a dictionary, how do we treat that word? And the best solution that we found so far is, depending on the length of the note, split it. So if we have anything that's greater than whatever amount, I don't remember where we left off, but there's a table. If you have a certain amount of time, you split the note in half and you split the syllables, or split the vowels between those two syllables. Those are the kind of things that we're working through on this alpha version. And as soon as we get it to the point where it doesn't break every time we put a new MIDI file in, which is pretty close, I think we're running out of these edge cases. As soon as it gets to that point, that's when I'm going to flick the switch and turn things on. There are one or two people besides me who are using this alpha version. Oh, we got some politics going on over there. Okay, so that's it. I will give you another update later on. Ciao.